Let's learn about groups. Groups make it easy for different groups of people, students or teachers or whoever you're using this with, to communicate and collaborate with one another. To create your own group, all you have to do is click on Create. A pop-up window will come up, hopefully, and where you can name your group, and I'm just going to call it Edmodo Training. Advanced options we'll talk more about in managing group. You can select a grade for a group. I'm going to do higher education for mine. You can also select a range, so if you have a range of age of students, you can just slide over and pick your range. So if it's a middle school group, maybe some after school program you're doing or some book club that you're creating, you can make it 6th to 8th. If it'll slide over for me, which it wasn't, but it's not. So, but you get the idea. You slide the little outside guys and it changes the range up and down. Or just pick one. You can select a subject area. All, if you pick other, you can type in whatever subject area that you want down here on the bottom. I'm going to pick computer technology. And then you just select create. What it will then give you is the group code. You can view and reset the group code in the settings box for the group, and I'll show you that, how you do that. This is the code that you email out, where you give out to anyone you want to join the group. Once someone has the code, you can click on join. They can click on join, and they put in the group code and click join. I'm not going to do it because I'm already a member of this group. When you make a group, you're automatically a member of it. And then, see how it says? The group will appear under their list of groups. Now, if you're the owner of the group, when you click on the group, you can see the settings. People who are not owners of the group cannot see the settings. Under group code, you can reset it. So if you want to change it, if you think people have gotten it that aren't supposed to, you can reset it. And it is recommended that once everyone's joined, you lock it so no one else can join the group. That's up to you. Another way you can have people join groups without passing out a group code is clicking on the link Request to Join URL. When you click on Request to Join URL, a unique generated URL, or web address, as most people call it, will be generated. You can give this web address or URL to people, and when people put it in their browser, the person will have an option to send you a request to join the group. You will then receive a notification and it can approve or deny the person's request to join the group. So if you want to make sure that people aren't joining the group that you don't want to, this is the way to go. Don't pass out a group code, give your students or whomever the URL, request to join URL, and then you have complete control. If you're going to do it this way, just make sure for your own sake that in your account settings again, those notifications are set up so you get a notification when someone sends you a URL request to join your group. Otherwise, you'll have to keep coming back into Edmodo and checking, hey, did someone request to join my group? So for me, I think that's the easiest way. And that's basically how you create and have people join groups. Let's talk a little bit about managing your groups. Now remember, any group that you're a part of appears down here on the left. And only the groups that you own, not the groups that you join, can you manage. So for example, if you own a group and you click on the group name, notice I'm in the Edmodo training group and I have these features over here. The group code, request to join URL, group settings, so on and so forth. If I click on a group that I am not the owner of, that I did not create, notice those group settings are gone. So it's just a management thing. If you're thinking, hey, why don't I see my group settings? Make sure you're in the right group. Make sure you click on the group, and you have to be the owner. So let's just talk a little bit about the group settings. We went to the group code where you can lock or reset. Under group settings, you can change the name of a group. You can change the grade, the the subject area. You can also delete the group if you want to be done with it. If you want to archive the group, what that means at the end of the class or the semester or the year It'll render the group inactive, but you can still view communications from that group. So if you want to reuse the group name, make sure you rename the existing group before archiving it. Okay? So archiving means it's inactive, but you can still view everything that happened during the group while it was active. Deleting makes the group completely go away. If you delete a group, you can reuse the name. If you archive the group, once again, change the name of the group that you archive if you want to use the group name again. I hope that's clear. Let's go over the advanced options now that we didn't talk about before. You can also click on advanced options when you're creating the group as well. But if you want to change something, you can always go into group settings and then change it again. Default all new members to read only. This means new members will not be able to post the entire group. They can only post messages directly to you. So for example, if you don't want kids to communicate with each other and just to communicate to you, do default all new members to read only. So that might be a good tool as you roll it out if you want to see how the kids respond and react and you don't want them just be using it to communicate with each other. That's up to you. Moderate all posts and replies is another good feature. This will require that you as the group owner approve all posts and replies made by group members. So if you don't check off the default all new members to read only and you allow your students to communicate with each other, which is an important piece of Edmodo since we're talking about communication and collaboration, use the moderate all posts and replies. Then you will see them before they get posted and replied and you can approve them. So that's a really helpful tool for controlling. You still can let your students communicate with each other, but you can see what they're doing and approve it. Don't forget to click on Save, so it'll save any of the changes you made. Now let's just take a look at managing. In order to look at the management feature of the members, it's on the right side. I switched to another user group because the Edmodo training group I just had has no members. We're going to see a few of the features. You will see all the members of the group over here and their icons if they pick an icon. Notice these green ones is that no one picked an icon for it. All you have to do is click on Manage. Now when you have students in a group, you might see some different features. But for example here, you'll have all these choices. Members, all students. If I clicked on all students, you're not going to see anything because I don't have any students. You can select set all members to read only, which remember, that means that they can just post to you. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure what the contributors actually mean. So let's click on it. Are you sure you want to sell all users, students, and non-co-teachers to contributors? I'm going to have to look that up. Parent code spreadsheet. So for example, when we talk about setting up parents, you can get the parent codes, which are individualized from here for the group that you created. Here's a member list with stats. If you wanted, it'll give you a member list. If you want to print out a member list, the member name, the user type, these different things that come up, notifications, parent code, badges. So here's a way of printing out a list of information about your members. This is an actual newer feature. It shows you who actually joined when. If I click on all students, you'll notice there's not going to be any students in my group. I'm not sure why. So if I click on all the members, here's all the different members. If I click on an individual member, you can do things to an individual member. You can view that individual's profile. You can change them to be a co-teacher or read only. You can remove them for the group. If you have badges set up, or it is a student, you will have different choices, like awarding a badge, changing a password, retrieving an individual parent code. And like I said, you can profile and grades, view the person's profile. Here's their profile. And you can view their grades. I haven't created any grades, so obviously there aren't going to be any. So there'll be some other features as you add, if you add badges. And that's really basically it about managing. Okay, so the key things are also read only and a good place to get your parent codes. That's pretty much it for management. Let's take a look at the ability to establish a co-teacher for your group. The reason why you'd want to give another teacher, co-teacher access is they can help grade with assignments, monitor discussions, manage members, and add information to resources folders for everyone to see. It's very easy to establish a co-teacher for your group, but let it be known you should not give a student co-teacher access. You must have a teacher account to be given co-teacher access. You invite the co-teacher to the group with the same six-digit code as you use to invite students, or the link if you decided to give them the URL. Once the co-teacher has joined the group, when you're in the Manage section of the group, all you have to do is click on the co-teacher's person you want to be the co-teacher, and then change access to co-teacher. That's it. Once they've been co-teacher access, they are just like a group owner, except for they cannot delete or archive a group or update another teacher to co-teacher status. From the notification sections, the teacher will also be able to view students' homework submissions, and the notification is synced on both teachers' home pages. So if a teacher grades an assignment, the co-teacher's notification for that assignment will disappear. So you aren't going to be double grading assignments if that's something you're going to be using that for, which I find it's a helpful tool if you can share the burden. Hope this helps.